They want to stay in the shade. I don't blame them. So the quicker you speak, the quicker we get out the sun, all right? Just remember that. Can everybody hear me? All right. We're going to get started. It's pretty hot out here, so we won't be out here too long. My name is Pastor V.C. Smith. I am chair of the African American Leadership Council here in the Antelope Valley. I also pastor a church, the Way Center of Truth, and also am co-founder of the Community Action League. And today we're joined with a number of coalition and leaders out here in the community to deal with the issue of the video that the body cam recorder that was released by Sheriff Luna this past week. You're going to hear from a number of leaders who are going to introduce themselves, and you're going to hear some solutions and some recommendations that we have to reform the Sheriff's Department and to hold folks who are in leadership positions accountable. Now, the video that was released by Sheriff Luna this week was horrific. It was disgusting. It was insulting. Can anybody agree with that who saw it?
That's right. Yes, ma'am. That's right. Yep.
And today we come to denounce it and to really put elected leaders on notice, to put our sheriff department on notice that we are here and we are demanding change, and we see some of that change happening, but it's not enough. We have to continue to move forward and make sure that we bring change in our community. And looking at that video that happened 1 year ago today just broke my heart. It was painful, it was hurtful, it was disgusting, it was insulting, not just to black women, not just to women in general, but to black women in particular. And we're at a point right now, as chair of the African American Leadership Council, we're tired of our black women being assaulted by sheriffs in Lancaster and Palmdale. No longer can we just sit by and not do anything about it. The time has come now for us to unite as one community, but particularly as a black community, to say enough is enough. We're not going to be racially profiled any longer. We're not going to be targeted any longer. We're going to force the 2015 settlement agreement to go into effect that has lost all of its credibility at this point because they are not following through with the full compliance of that agreement. And so today we come to say, those of you who are supportive of us, great. Those of you who disagree with what we're doing, that's your problem. Those of you who understand what we're doing but you're silent, we're saying if you are silent and not speaking on this issue, not coming out in the community, not coming to these press conferences, not coming to the community rallies and demonstrations, then you're serving as a co-conspirator in the perpetuation of white supremacy. That's white culture, and we cannot allow that to continue to happen in this community. Today I ask, where are our elected leaders? Today I ask, in Lancaster and here in the city in which we sit, Palmdale, your voices have been silent, and yet these who you see out here are your constituents, and yet you have not said one word, have not called us, have not joined us to denounce these videos. We've heard you say, or some of you have said, oh, the video is disgusting. Oh, the video is horrific. Yeah. Words don't mean anything at this point. We need you to come out and do something. We need you to enact legislation that will make a change. We are tired of folks just saying, we hear your pain, we feel your pain, let's talk about it. I've heard 3 elected officials who have actually said something. One, Supervisor Catherine Barger, who said the video, oh, it's disgusting. I heard former Sheriff Alex Veluana, who's no longer sheriff, thank God, where this video was under his watch.
He needs to shut up.
Yeah, same one that had me
who
arrested.
said no criminal charges should be filed against this deputy who punched this black woman in her face and snatched her child. No criminal charges should be filed. In fact, he thought they were justified. He said there's more to the video. If there's more to the video, then why didn't you show it when it was under your tutelage, when it was under your leadership? We heard from Mayor Rex Parris in the city of Lancaster, who said and warned all of us as black leaders and those of us speaking on this issue, you should be patient. You should wait. You should be reasonable.
We're waiting 32 years.
Today we're saying we have been patient and we have waited and we are no longer being reasonable. We need action done now. And that's why we're coming together to fight for a change. Dr. King said these words: in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but those who remain silent, calling them our friends.
Yeah.
If you're not going to speak up, elected leaders in Palmdale and Lancaster, get the hell out of office. And we're going to, you're not our friend.
We see how you vote.
If you're not going to speak up to those of you who got power, who have the ability to come and speak on our behalf, get the hell out of the way and let us elect some of these community activists who will step up to the plate and not only be in City Hall or the State Assembly, but will also be in the streets with the people. This is what we need.
That's right.
So I close with this. We need, and what we're declaring, and you're going to hear from a number of organizations, but we, the Community Action League, the African American Leadership Council, we're declaring a summer of action.
Right.
A summer of action means that we are going to be pushing a black agenda. We're tired of only talking about black history during February. We need a black agenda that includes legislation that will work on behalf of black people. And so reparations is number one. We need reparations in this state. To all of the state senators and the assembly people, we're coming to your office. And not just in Sacramento, but in the district. And we're demanding that you support reparations legislation that will be coming in the next few months. We're supporting a black agenda. We're coming to your office. City Council folks, August 8th, please note that on your calendar. We're going to City Hall. Why are we going to City Hall for the state legislators, for the city legislators? Because we all learned that when the next captain of Palmdale and Lancaster are selected, city leaders have a say in that selection. Well, if city leaders have a say in that selection, and we elected the city leaders, shouldn't we have a say in that election?
Right.
Shouldn't we have a say in who's going to be the next captain of Palmdale and the next captain of Lancaster? Well, I think we should. Those are our tax dollars. And we're making a bold statement today. It ought to be a black captain. It ought to be a black captain, or male or female, in this community.
Right.
We are tired of white leadership being over our community, that when you go to the community action, community advisory councils, or what they call the CAC, all you see is a sea of white deputies. But where is our community at those meetings? Why? Because those meetings have proven not to be effective. So we're calling a summer of action, and I'm asking all of you to be involved. Supervisor Barger, we're asking you this question. Will you support an Antelope Valley Citizen Review Board that will monitor the behavior of the sheriffs in Palmdale and Lancaster? We need a citizen review board that's made up, the composition has to be people in this community that's going to speak and monitor the behavior of the sheriff. We cannot let the police, watch this now, police themselves.
Amen.
They cannot do it, they will not do it, and we appreciate Sheriff Luna for disclosing this video. We see reform on the horizon. We're not happy with all that has happened, but we are at least grateful for what is starting right now. And it is not a thank you, because Sheriff Luna is doing what he's supposed to do. It is an acknowledgement to say we finally have leadership in a position that will actually bring about the reform that is desperately needed in our community. So I ask all of you to stand with us. At this time, I'm going to bring on Racine, who is a representative of Cancel the Contract, who will then share some